Hello, guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the Euro Talk. We talking Euro, people. We are talking Euro, and I'm your host, and we are back again with another one. I have to say it again. We are back with another one, people, and we have to talk about what day three had in store for us. Come on now, you know what I'm talking about. Did we just witness the goal of the tournament? Did we at the game of Scotland just witness the goal of the tournament? I I have to hear that from you guys because you saw the shot. You saw what happened. That goal should have gone in easy, easy. Like I repeat, easy. It was supposed to be a simple statement. The goal was in, but that didn't happen anyway. But we're not gonna be wasting our time on that. We're gonna talk about how the games were like and what happened really, because there were a lot of things that we can actually talk about in this game, because it was really, really good, really one of the best games that I've really witnessed. And also, we're gonna talk about what's happening with the Lewandowski and Morata, because for me, whatever they were doing today, I don't know it. It's not football in my eyes. It's not football in my eyes. You were one of the most respected players and you cannot step up when you are needed. That is just hard to watch. So anyway, guys, welcome back to Euro Talk, guys, and this is episode 5. We are still continuing with this for the next this whole month until next month. We are going to be covering these things. I have to apologize first. We had some problems with our live streaming, with our internet. Today we're at the game of Poland and Slovakia, which had a lot of problems. Trust me, a lot of problems. And it was irritating at sometimes. But anyway, we are gonna look past that and focus on the future. And the future is tomorrow and what happened before. So the future is Euro Talk, what is we are talking about right now. So for starters, give yourself some respect for Czech Republic. Why am I saying you're saying I'm saying put some respect for Czech Republic? I tend to do some digging, whenever I see some types of a game like this, some types of performance like this, I tend to do some digging. And I discovered that building up to this game, Czech Republic played against Switzerland, and Switzerland won by 1-0. So going into that game, Switzerland had the utmost belief that it was a walkover game. They've played with this team, they've beaten it, they know how to win against this team. So they were knowing that they were gonna get something at the end of this game, and they knew that they were gonna be it was gonna be an easy game for them. But that's not what we saw today. You know what we saw today? Today we saw a lot of mistakes, chances that should have been finished, because Scotland had a lot of chances that they should have buried, or some hit the post and stuff like that. We can't really, you can never tell fate. But the goals, that's for me, that Czech Republic scored. The second goal, near the center half, that's where the ball was kicked from. I have no idea why was the keeper in the middle of the center half and this goalkeeper at his post rather than to be near his post. What was he doing there? Now look at how he looked like going to throw himself into the post. Now looking like he's confused. That for me, I didn't get. That's not what I was expecting to see, but it happened anyway, and that's what football is all about. This is exactly what we love about football. The surprises, what we are not really expecting. It's exactly what always happens, and it makes this the most amazing thing that we can ever want to watch in football. I really did enjoy the game. I don't want to lie to you. It was amazing to watch. I didn't even manage to watch it anyway. I did watch some highlights, I have to say. But anyway, it was an amazing game for those who are watching. But to the Scotland, they're in the mud. They were talking about trying to beat the likes of England. If you're gonna put a performance against Czech Republic like that, do you think you can get anything against England? I don't see it. Andrew Robertson, you are my man. I love you a lot. I respect you a lot. But yeah, I think that's the end of That's the end of the road for you here, guys. That's the end of the road for you. Anyway, that is the first part of the game. That's my first thoughts, my first reaction. The second reaction has to go to Slovakia versus Poland. Now I know that I tried to predict it. Was it a draw? Yeah, I tried to predict a draw because the Scotland game, I actually said that the Scotland were winning, which didn't happen. Now I had to look like a fool when I was now trying to explain to the people how they lost. I don't want to talk about that one. Poland versus Slovakia. Lewandowski. What was that? What was that? They were failing to break the easy breaks that a team does. They were failing to do that. I was looking at that game and I was asking myself, is that what we're going to be seeing the whole tournament from Poland? Is that exactly what we see every time when we need him to actually step up because he does not step up when we need him to? What was that? Can somebody explain to me what exactly was that? It's crazy. I don't get it. Hey, I hope you have been well. Your TikTok and YouTube has really done well. Oh my God. How are you, Mr. Elliot? It's been a long time, sir. It's been a long, long time. Where have you been hiding? Anyway, yeah, YouTube is not really yet that big, but we are getting there. We are really trying. We're still around there. I think it's around the 200 and something. We are really slowly but surely. But TikTok, man, 20, it's almost close to 21K now. That's crazy. Facebook, that has done as well, very well. We just passed 1.5 now. We're almost going to 1.6. That's crazy. It's just a matter of time as we grow. It's crazy. I look at it and I just wonder that a year ago this was just an idea in my head. Like, should I really start a YouTube account for football? Yeah, I love football. Now I'm now looking at the numbers and I'm just like, wow, that's huge. Anyway, with the TikTok, as you know, it doesn't really give you anything yet in Africa unless they were saying until the things are sorted, until they are now doing the monetization and what. Right now, we're still working to actually get people to actually say that they want to work with us, which is weird. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that one. I'm here to talk about football and what happened today. How did Scotland lose to Czech Republic? How do you explain to anyone who was watching the game that they lose in the end? They really do lose. They could not stand up. They could not produce what we were looking for. They really do lose. Lewandowski could not become the man we have come to know him at Bayern Munich. He disappeared at the moment he was needed by his nation. He disappeared at the moment where he was supposed to actually do something that was going to count for his nation. He flopped. He disappeared. And for that, I have to call him a flop. He's failing to inspire a team. He scores for fun, Lewandowski. Looking at him at Bayern Munich, he scores for fun. I could not see it in the Euro. I'm not seeing it at all. I can't see it for Poland. He's failing every single time. They were beaten by Slovakia. Of all teams, they were beaten by Slovakia. I can really feel I really feel a good Euros. The games so far have been very, very entertaining. Yeah, they have been very entertaining, that's for sure. One thing that I have to say about the Euro this time, usually there are those games that are boring, but I think the surprising factor about this one is this, or not, it's not really the surprising factor. I think the difference between this time and the other times is this: the smaller teams, it's like they're coming to the Euro with something that they want to prove to the bigger teams. So because of that, it's just making it so amazing to enjoy, actually to watch, because there are a lot of surprises that are happening in the Euro. Like for example, of course, when we go to the tournament, we are all talking about Portugal and France as they've been doing it. But now, if you come to think of it now, you actually say that, you know what? Somehow, somewhere, I need to include Italy into the mix because Italy have now stepped up from where they were. They have now stepped up. Somehow, somewhere, I need to include England because they've just beaten Croatia after such a long time. So a lot of things are happening. There is this shift that is happening in power. and it's just a matter of time before we see which one is really the bigger team and how they're gonna do it. We can't predict a lot of things that are here. I thought I got the Euro figured out when I did the prediction, but now when I'm looking at the games now and looking at the results, now I'm asking myself questions. What has happened? What has really changed? I think that is what is making the Euro interesting this time. So yeah, that is that. Anyway, Lewandowski, that's the only guy that I was looking at. He flopped, and also I have no idea how one man is able to pass three men and goes, then kick the ball on the acute and scores when the goalkeeper is at the net. That didn't make sense for me. I have no idea what was happening with Poland. The goalkeeper that we have seen a lot many times at Juventus, he could not even do anything to represent his country. That was crazy. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that because we do have a lot of things to cover. Anyway, by the way, people, we need to look at other games. Before I go, is Morata a flop? That's the question that I'm gonna ask. Because I'm not starting to think so. He is. I'm not starting to think that he is. Spain management, every single thing about that team was on point. Every single thing was on point. They were playing like a team with purpose. They were attacking like what we were expecting to see from Spain. Every single thing was working so well. Only one thing, the guys who can turn those chances that were being created into goals were not available. Let me repeat that. Morata was not available. And this is not the first time I've seen him doing that. I've seen him doing that exactly as well against Portugal in the friendlies when they were building up for the Euros. I've seen him again doing that against Portugal. So is it not like the best time for us to say Morata is really a flop? I know that he scored a lot of goals building up to this, but he's not doing it at the center stage. Or maybe he's just not a guy for the center stage. He does not shine well whenever too many eyes are on him, whenever it's really important, whenever the country really need him. Is he like the Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United? Is he turning out to be the Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United? Is that what Morata is now becoming? Because what I saw today, it shocked me. I was wondering, am I watching the same guy who was doing wonders at Juventus? Why is that they cannot perform at countryside at its country point? And rather than Lewandowski, the worst for Morata, he had creators all over the Kokes, the Pedri, the Jordi Alba, all of them, the Thiago Alcantara, they were trying to create for this guy, but he could not show up. The only man who tried to show up in the end was who? Guess what? It had to be the man who came in after the game was almost over. In the guy for Valencia, I'm forgetting his name. I wish I could remember his name. He's the only guy who tried to show up in that team, but Morata flopped for me. And unless Luis Enrique sees this early in the time so that he makes some changes, he's gonna keep putting one man and they're gonna lose the tournament because he's believing he's gonna stand up when he's not even going to give anything that counts. And that's what I feel about Morata. Same with Lewandowski, but Lewandowski, there's no one you can replace him with. He doesn't. And also one thing that I noticed before I forget about this, the problem that why the team of Poland were beaten by Slovakia is because every single attack that Poland was doing, somehow, somewhere, it's like they believe that it had to pass through Lewandowski. It's like, oh, I was like, oh my word, is it me watching this Poland versus Slovakia like I'm watching the Barcelona game whenever they're trying to use Messi as the most important player who has to touch every ball that goes on in attack? That's what happened. And look what it led them to. Look what happened in the game. Nothing. Nothing. In fact, they were beaten and they got a red card, which I thought the red card was not supposed to be a red card. Of course, the second yellow was a legitimate, it was really a yellow card. But the first yellow, I still had my doubt. That was so soft, let me say. That was so soft. But either way, you are Poland. you've got some biggest stars of all of this, like let me just say of this time, go there and show up and go produce something. They couldn't. And for me, I was disappointed watching that. I was really disappointed. I expected a lot from Lewandowski. I expected a lot from Morata. They could not produce even one thing that I can say I was happy about. Go rewatch the Spain watch along. Go rewatch how much I was disappointed by Morata. I actually thought maybe he was allergic to scoring. Like it looks like he was allergic to scoring. That's what I was feeling like. Is this guy allergic to scoring? It didn't make any sense. But anyway, forget that one. Yeah, forget that one. I mean, now I'm gonna move on to the most important part. I'm gonna show you what has been happening in the groups, like we always do. Then we start talking about the group of death. The group of death is there tomorrow. Those games, the group of death. Somebody's gonna die in the stadium. The group of death is here. I hope you are excited about that because I know I don't show my teeth, but I know I am excited about that. Let's make sure that you get to see what I have on my screen here so that we definitely make it interesting. I'm gonna be expecting to see better from the group of death because I've already been disappointed with a lot of teams and a lot of players that I thought were gonna stand up but didn't. Yeah, so I hope that Cristiano Ronaldo, Paul Pogba, and all those ones who are going to be in these teams tomorrow, they have to step up for me. No, I'm not asking for anybody. I'm saying for me, they need to step up for me to feel good. I need them to step up for me. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so this is what has been happening, looking at every single thing that is here. Of course, these are the groups. Before we go to the groups, we have to look at the results, of course, which you already know. These are actually the results. What am I looking at? 0-0. Spain finished against Sweden. Poland 1, Slovakia 2, Scotland 0, and Czech Republic 2. So this is exactly what happened. It's not a joke, people. There are no lies here. There's nothing that is wrong here. This is the exact truth. This is exactly what happened, and we are gonna move on from that. We're gonna be looking at the table now, which are the group stages. Awesome. So because Scotland played today, and I think that the bottom of Group D, we have to see them there. Yes, they are at the bottom of Group D because they didn't manage to produce anything that people could smile about. England and Czech Republic have all managed to score their first game, and Czech Republic are on top because they have 2 goals advantage over England with 1. Remember, England scored 2 against War. They just scored 1 goal that gave them a win over Croatia. Looking at Group D, that's not what I expected at all to see. That's not what I expected to see from Group D. I remember when I was doing the predictions of this, this is not how the formation of the group was supposed to be looking like. I expected to see Croatia up top. And of course, because England was still there, it was going to be done. Then we see maybe Scotland, but Czech Republic, England, they're the ones who are topping the group. Nah, that for me is a shocker. That's a shocker, I repeat. Group E, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden, Poland. I didn't expect this as well. Spain was supposed to be on top, followed by Poland, then Slovakia and Sweden. They follow as things are going. But look at this now. Spain could not even score a goal. Slovakia had to embarrass some of the biggest stars in the world football. Imagine my very eyes. So this for me was a shock as well. So the last group that is left, of course, that's why we have 2 games tomorrow, which is France and Germany, Hungary and Portugal. So we're going to be seeing Portugal battle it with Hungary. I think that's going to be the first game. Then we have the Français playing against the German. This for me is going to be one of the best games. So as usual, I'll be covering them games. Let me go see what time the games are going to be kicking off so that I can say whatever I was saying with a little bit more dignity, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so of course, yeah, the 6 o'clock time and also the 7 o'clock. Yes, all of them I'll be covering them tomorrow, guys. It's gonna be amazing. The other game is in Budapest and the other one is and Alemonic. So yes, that is that. That's what we are going to be having tomorrow. I'm going to try to give my predictions. I think Portugal are going to win this game by 3-0. I see one from Jota, 2 from Ronaldo, if I'm not mistaken. If there are no more goals to that. France versus Germany. I think France are going to win by 2-1. I don't feel like Germany has it enough. But guess what? I've been disappointed again with trying to give these crazy predictions. I'm not surprised if something different happens from what I just said. And guess what? I'll be willing and really I'll actually accept to take the difference of whatever that will happen in these games, because yes, that's what football is all about. But now I think we are in the thick of it now. The groups are now starting to make sense. Let's see what the group of death gives us. Then we see where we go from then. But I'm really excited. We come back to the other three games, then we see how this goes. It's about to be exciting. I need you guys to be ready. I need you guys to enjoy this football, because it does not happen many times. But whenever it happens, it always leaves people with a smile. Come on, you leave this place with a smile. That's one thing that we love. Anyway, Euros, they're not like any other Euros where people will be falling asleep while watching the game. Nope. These are actually a Euro tournament with a purpose. And the teams that are there are really stepping up to give us the performance we are looking for. And the Euro talk will continue talking more football as we continue to see what happens. And we will continue identifying whenever a player, a team is flopped and stuff like that. We will continue identifying it and putting it out there for you guys to actually decipher the message and see whatever that is supposed to mean. Anyway, guys, this has been Sam talking all he has been thinking, giving you his thoughts, and you have been the viewers who have been listening. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for watching Euro Talk episode 5. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Give me your predictions in the comment section. I'll see them. Then we see where we go from there. And then we can prepare for what happens next. But from Sam and the Football Connect soon to be team, goodbye for now.
Beats the goalkeeper. They're just lost for words. He is just brilliant. Georgie Best, Diego